got silent.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
We're rolling?
Let's do it. Okay, so what are your names?
I don't look it right now, but I'm typically very colorful. I'm also definitely really inspired by like different fashion eras. So like I feel like decades are like super important in my wardrobe. I do feel like my style is a very like unique expression of like my personality or like even like my art. So yeah.
Wait, that's actually, I gotta jump off of that because that's so true. I feel like my style resonates with the kind of art that I make. Like, it is super colorful. I also don't look it right now, but like, yeah, usually I feel like I'm just always color coordinating. It's always about the accessories. It's always about the makeup. And it's just like me trying to be sparkly, but also really comfortable.
It's funny because we typically like kind of match.
We're always, no, it's crazy. We're always either matching or wearing complementary colors.
We don't plan it
At all.
but when I saw Shay earlier, I was like, what the heck?
Like, what are you
also
doing
wearing
in my
black.
outfit in a different font? Like, stop, yeah.
I don't necessarily like to attribute it as more like feminine or masculine because I feel like I tend to lean towards one extreme or the other. But I think overall just like playful and colorful.
I like really simple styles. I like a lot of block colors. I feel like I'm not really one for patterns. I like color blocking, which is kind of what I've got going on here. Trying to keep my colors neutral, a lot more muted, or having that same look but with like a splash of color. So really trying to have heavy contrast or just have like a very simple color palette. I feel like that's the way I like to roll.
I feel as though my style has always been changing and always does adapt to just what I need it to serve me for the day, and I just love the freedom of control that I have over it as it is so personal and held close to me, and thus it's also very much my gender expression and my fluidity.
I like things that flow, but then I also like confusion to some extent. So there's like no real theme per se, but there's definitely like the camo evokes one thing, the Russian style hat evokes something else. So I like contrast, clashing.
Yeah, I would say my style like evolved a lot during quarantine. Like, I don't think I really had style before, and then I got TikTok and I saw everybody like having sick style, and I was like, okay, I gotta like improve this. So I'd say a lot of it comes from like, I don't know, like outdoorsy things. I grew up in a really outdoorsy family, so like wear a lot of like Carhartt, stuff like that. But mostly just like hoodies and stuff that I just like feel comfortable in.
I feel a little sexy, maybe a little too slutty to go to class like this, to be honest.
I feel very myself in this outfit. I feel free. And so like when I want to look good to feel good, I feel like this is kind of my go-to.
I wanted to wear a dress for today because dress has recently have become my staple, and just like it's so nice and easy to pull one thing out of the closet that has you covered, and it's reliable and always makes you feel good.
But how do you feel about your
I feel
outfit?
sexy as hell in my outfit. Like, that was the whole plan. Like, I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm doing big eyeliner. I want the like black-white contrast. I thrifted this top over the summer, and I have like, this is my first day wearing it here because I'm just like so excited about it.
Being more femme presenting, it's always a question of whether it'll feel affirming or whether it will feel like painting a target on your back. I think, yeah, just femme presenting outfits are always a gamble, and you never know, so I guess that's part of the fun. The Emperor's New Clothes, where the Emperor is naked and no one wants to say anything? It's always a question of whether that's what's going on. So I don't know if empowering's the word. I think I don't know. I guess a lot of times in life there's just things you don't always want to do, or they don't always make you feel good, and then that's maybe the direction you should go in. So that's kind of the MO sometimes with stuff like this.
I don't know, just like seeing what other people wear gives me a better idea of what I would want to wear, like what would make me comfortable. And even at Moxie too, I'm like, people really pop out with like some insane outfits, and I'm like, okay, so how do I do that in a different font that like makes it also very me?
And we're also both from New York.
Yeah, that's to it.
So yeah, I feel like growing up in New York, just like you're seeing just like effortless.
You have to be fitted.
The first person that's coming to mind is Lady Gaga, because I feel like as a child I would like watch her and I'll be like, oh my god, she's so cool for like just doing whatever she wants. Yeah. And I feel like I wanted to embody that, and I didn't necessarily have the confidence to do that until I like got to college.
But I would say my favorite thing is like picking shoes. I used to like only have one pair of shoes and wear the same pair of shoes like literally until they were like dead and I couldn't wear them again. So becoming somebody who like actually like has multiple pairs of shoes and can like choose shoes that go with my outfit is really fun.
I've been doing makeup since I was like 12 or 13, and I would like go and steal my mom's makeup, and I even wrote like my entrance essay to all my schools about makeup. So I feel like it's just like a very important thing to me, and like I know that can come across as like, oh, like you need makeup to like feel good, but like whatever, I don't care. I love to play with it, and like it really feels like an expression of me in an art form.
Always trying to try something new with the way I look is the most fun, and particularly with makeup recently, it has been my way of challenging myself to do that, because I honestly can't say I've been doing it for more than like a year maybe, and so like watching videos, trying out new techniques, picking up different products, and just playing around with it in ways that for me make me feel happy. I don't really even care how it looks at the end of the day, as long as it's like, oh, you did something there. I'm like, ooh, it's so exciting.
My goal is always is confusion. So whether it's being femme presenting, making a gentleman question what he likes, or making a child confused about what they're looking at, those are lovely moments, and I feel you encounter them frequently. So it's a nice thing to confuse people.
When I'm fully dressed, I know that I'm ready to take on the entire day no matter what. And that's the energy that I'm putting out too. Like I'm standing tall, like my fit is on, like I have on all my rings and my necklaces, and I'm like, yeah, like
Ready
I'm
to
shit.
go.
You know what I mean?
Ready to go.
Exactly. It's like a whole confidence thing. It just like absolutely boosts my mood.
If I'm in a certain situation or a certain area, I want to look like I know what I'm doing and I'm there for a reason. Whatever that reason may be, if you look at me, you're like, okay, he's doing something. We don't know what he's doing, but he's definitely doing something. And I think that's the vibe I'm trying to give off.
Yeah, I like surprising myself and doing something that I don't think anyone else is doing. And while that can be difficult at times and like put me outside of the boxes, I don't care. And I like that desensitization that I put myself through, and like seeing the way people react to the way I dress and the looks I get around campus. It is more telling of other people than it is of myself ultimately, because I'm just wearing what I'm wearing and going out about my life. So it's my fun little social experiment every day to see what happens.
It's dress for yourself, honestly. Like what you said about that, like if you're not dressing for yourself, then who are you dressing for?
I think people can sense when you feel comfortable in something and when you're not. And so what I struggled with a lot growing up was worrying what other people would think if I wore something or I dressed in a certain way. And so I think that if you honestly can feel comfortable in whatever you're wearing, people will not notice, they will not care. And if they do, it's like, okay, you're just being judgy. But you gotta embody that confidence and it will like develop.